And when she does, she's bound to toss me aside. Are you seriously still thinking about yourself? Like, my guy, I get it, but Christ, man, like, think about her for this moment. That's a problem and no good. To avoid this from happening by some means or another, I need her to learn about taking breaks. When I think about it, I didn't see the east side that you had passed. Would you go back? There's a chance we overlooked something important. And that's your opinion? What? What? Things will be different if I look. What? Now you're just gaslighting her, mate. What the fuck? I could find a trace of something, even if there were no living things. To be fair though, he did find that one death, so maybe that might give her purpose to go back? She looks to the west. Hey, I'm begging you. When I'm asleep, feel free to do anything, even for your purpose. There's nothing I can do about that. In exchange, when I'm awake, could you spare some time for searching? I'm sure she understands. I hope so. I speak as if I have no choice but to accept Nin's self-centeredness. I mean, at the end of the day, she is a child after all. Then I give one more push. Because you listen to the plea of the inflicted, searching will also become a form of paying back crimes. I speak the usual twisted logic. Nin shows signs of thinking, and then... Well, at least this way I don't have to see her die constantly. She speaks and turns my body around. Thank you, Nin. No, it's a school classroom. Returning to the eastern side, we enter the largest building. Just as I thought. It looks like this was once a school. Told you. I know a blackboard when I see one. It's in utter ruins, but here and there are traces of exactly that. It's a place where you can really take in some lessons, dear. About useless things like RE studies and geography. That's not true, geography is quite integral. Although an awful lot of people don't know where certain countries are, and I mean, do you really need to know? But then at the end of the day, you kind of do, because if you end up going to these countries, you're just going to get lost and you're going to look like a fool to the people around you. It's a place of study. There are people called teachers in a school. They teach all sorts of things, and those who want to learn from the teachers assemble here. I was a student. Well, I might be a teacher, given the situation. Considering that I'm teaching Nin things about human existence, she might not be too far off. A school then. If you think maybe a notebook or something is lying around there? It's a book with notes in it. A stack of paper? She says, grabbing her lock of hair. So stationery doesn't come across either. Back to the situation. Being asked like this every time doesn't even make for a sufficient search. Sweetheart, it's okay, you don't have to apologize. Don't worry about it. You're not wrong in the least bit. Nin's not at fault, but I'm a bit irritated. If only my body could move freely, I could search around forever. Hey, you wouldn't mind trying to take off my constraints once more? She places me down, extends her arms, and pulls on something. Once, twice, 3 times. She puts in a few breaks between pulling, but there's no sign of the constraints coming undone. My body still doesn't move. Insufficient strength. Nah, there might be a method or something to take it off. Nin has been pulling, exhausting her strength. But maybe she has to push a button or undo a tethered rope or something? That's possibly also high. Having a mirror or something would be easy to direct her, but unfortunately we can't find one. Or you could ask her what you look like, you fucking moron! Seeing how things are in such ruins, a mirror is probably smashed to dust and scattered about. How about use the glass? Darken the room a little bit, look at the window, and you can see your reflection, surely. Will you describe what sort of manner my body is in? Oh, finally! We're like fucking 3 hours in and then you finally ask her what you fucking look like, you moron! Hard material. A hard material. What else? Oh yeah. What color is it? White? Huh? So basically it's the same color as concrete. What the fuck? How heavy, how strong are you to be able to lift up concrete? Just as I hear, I get a bad hunch. A material that's hard and similar in color to concrete. And what if my entire body is not actually encased, but it is the material? What if I'm, say, a robot? I read once in a manga about a robot convinced that they were human. No, it can't be. Not a chance. I don't need food, water, or the restroom. I don't even have the sensation of skin. I crave sleep, but my consciousness suddenly goes out without being tired. Yep, he's a brain encased in a fucking metal casing. I knew it. Because, like, how else does he go unconscious like that? He's gotta be a cyborg. The more I think about it, maybe I'm something of a robot? Nin, do you know what a cyborg is? Great. Yeah, in that case, even if I were a robot, you wouldn't know. There's just no proof in saying that I'm not a robot. I'm overtaken with a mind-numbing fear of this reality. I am human, right? Oh? Her responding with such a straight answer doesn't string together any peace of mind. It doesn't matter what Nin says, she doesn't know what a robot is. Yeah? Okay. That doesn't help! That doesn't help! Think metallic moving arms and legs and chest and head. Who the fuck is beeping their car? Fucking knobs, honestly. Give me a minute, I need to go check on this. Alright, I'm back. Turns out there was a delivery for another neighbour and he was honking his horn for some reason rather than just going up to the door and just either giving it to a neighbour or someone else, you know, it's weird. Anyway, yes, this is part of you, is for sure something human. That is, that is Nin's line, my apologies. Here, she says and extends her finger before my eyes. After that, she angles her fingertip lightly downwards. In other words, she probably wants to say that my face is the part underneath it, is human. It's okay for me to believe what you're saying, right? It's not like you're telling me that only my heart or something is human, are you? My dear, why are you talking in riddles? I get it, she doesn't know what we are technically, but like, oh, it's so frustrating, bless her heart. Okay, fair enough, so I am human. I see. If so, let's rethink this. I can only hear, see, and speak. Wait, how can you see, technically? Am I a head? I don't have a sense of feeling. But a brain would have a sense of feeling. Surely you would have the feeling of touch, no? In return, I don't require anything naturally needed to maintain human life. Well, food and water definitely, unless you're getting fed fluid through like an intravenous thing, but then that wouldn't make sense, because if you're just a head, that doesn't add up. Unless you have other types, like you must have a heart that pumps blood to your brain to keep it alive so that it continues to pump blood, surely. And what Nin says, she can distinctly see a human face, and what's below the neck? All sorts of things that hinder movement are stuck to me. That's all. What I can think of putting the pieces together is this must be a power suit. Power suits are, if I remember correctly, something that fits and enhances the human body. I'm currently able to sustain life without eating food, though through this suit. However, an essential part which allows the body to move has broken, making it as if I'm constrained. Something along those lines is fine to guess, I suppose. I figured it out somehow, but what a hassle this is. Yeah. Supposing I have such a thing attached to my body, I'm sure it's highly durable. It can be easily destroyed. I'm stuck like this without taking the proper steps to remove the suit. It's no use. Let's just leave it alone for now. That, and in the first place, that's right. We're talking about looking for paper. Think of something like kind of rectangular shape with lines on it, or hell, it doesn't even need to have lines on it. Think of something light and it's white, like the colour of your hair. Well, your hair's more silverish, isn't it? No, searching will probably be easier if you know what you're looking for. Do you know what shape and a rectangle, no, a square is? Those little lights on the floor, those little square things shining through the window, it's that shape. when it comes to this, the explanation first starts from here. If so, I got it. Place one finger on the ground. Okay. Now will you move your finger as I say then? First, go straight to the right. That's where you stop. Now go straight down. Then go straight to the left. Next, aim for where your first finger placed your finger and move straight. Following my directions, Nin moves her finger, moving the sand on the floor, creating a line. Yeah, I say you drew pretty well for your first time. It should work. A few lines are distorted, but that's to be expected. That shape is a square. God, this really breaks my heart, knowing that she doesn't even have the basic education needs to know what a shape is. Fucking hell. And yet she can form perfect sentences. This is kind of what makes me laugh about Star Wars, you know, when you meet the Ewoks for the first time, you know, how they're a bunch of, like, lackluster clothes, fur, like, looking like spear-holding bears that know the finer points of cosmetology, you know? If you don't know, cosmetology is like hair, basically, how they're able to do, like, hairstyles and stuff like that. Hence why, you know, Leia kind of looks like she's had her hair braided, because you all know that she didn't do that herself. The Ewoks did that for her. Nin looks at the square from different angles, repeating square, square, square. Then placing her finger again on the floor, she draws dozens of squares. Oh, bless her. Oh, bless her heart. Oh, bless. It's like watching your kid learn for the first time. It's so sweet. Maybe she has taken a liking to drawing. Oh, this breaks my fucking heart, man. This breaks my fucking heart. This is a perfect opportunity. How about memorizing some shapes other than a square? It will make explanations easier in the future if you memorize some shapes. This is fine. This is fun. This is like where a teacher teaching her how to do shapes and stuff. It's so sweet. Before she even finishes nodding, she places her finger on the floor. With pleasure. Nin then memorizes a circle, triangle, rectangular, rhombus, and a few other shapes. Making time for drawing shapes leads to finding a notebook or paper impossible, but it wasn't a bad use of time. Yeah, it's a little dangerous. I'm counting on you. It looks like it's rusting. Walk with caution as it doesn't give way. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about you, dear. Her footsteps echo, flopping as she walks. We're headed up to the rooftop. No, we're not searching this time. Only looking. With how things have been going, I'll probably fall asleep shortly. Before that happens, I want to get a nice, good look at where I am. Whoa! My field of view suddenly shakes. I'm completely unsure of what just happened. However, from the ringing of the metallic sound, a portion of the staircase must have collapsed. Nin, are you alright? Oh, never mind me. What about you, dear? That's besides the point. Are you okay? After I call out to her, her shape finally becomes visible. From what I can see, it seems like she's not injured. I'm glad you weren't hurt. I let out a sigh of relief.
はい。右足が切断されましたが、もう治りました。
What? What? Wait, what? I can't say anything in return after a response like that. It's to be expected, like, at this point. I might as well offer her if she wants to cosplay as a pirate at some point, give her a peg leg or something. What the fuck? Fair enough. When we reach the rooftop, I ask Nin to move toward the edge. Why? I stare at the world. What spreads before us is the vast wasteland. I had feared it to be so, but being confronted with the truth for the first time is quite bitter. What do you mean first time? She's told you like multiple times that this place is a wasteland. There really is nothing. There are decrepit buildings. It's nothing to put into numbers though. They are nothing I'm looking for. It's as though there's not a sign of a living thing. I can't even see a single tree. It is true, it is just us in this area. This is a school's rooftop after all. It has its heights, but it's not enough to sweep the view of everything. While disappointed, I also feel relieved that I can't see even farther. How far does this landscape go on, I wonder? Hey, Nin? I call out in a way to conceal my uneasiness. However, there's no response. Oh, did she... Nin?
今日や、ここはこんな風になっていたのですね。
Yeah, it seems so. But haven't you already seen this landscape? Nin had told me that the deaths were finished in this area, meaning this place had already been checked.
はい。ここには一度足を運びました。しかし、私はここで死んだだけです。景色は見ていませんでした。いえ、ここだけの話ではありません。これまで私は景色なんて見ませんでした。
She lives without actually living. Bless her heart.
今、初めて見ました。
Is that so? Nin turns to silence. I wonder what she's thinking. With her haircut, I can see her expressions, yet I still can't tell what she thinks. Even still, how great it would be if her heart were at peace, even if by a little. Yeah, there goes the sun. I wonder if what I did today allowed her spirit to rest at all. Ultimately, I acted the same as God, basically. What if you are God? I manipulated her on my terms, unable to respect her intentions. I'm the worst, thinking only of myself. Kind of, but then again, it's no worse than what she has to go through every day. However, I will never become like God. The evening sun truly is beautiful, whenever it may be. This view may have been just for me, but still. I'm not just going to let Nin live a life of suffering. Bless her heart. It's fucking heartbreaking, man.
今日や。
Darling, didn't I say I'd say good morning to you when I wake up?